Hey everyone, it's Ryan here. So I'm having to do this one again because I was recording halfway through and my camera decided to stop working. Basically, I ran out of storage space on my laptop. So I've sorted it now, hopefully. So this is my review for TLC 2020, which took place on Sunday, the 20th of December. I've had the benefit of the Raw the night after to sort of get an extension on certain matches. So this is the third of three videos I'm doing. So this is my wrestling one. I've had my football one before this and my gaming one. So you've got my three main topics of my channel there. So first match of the night: Drew McIntyre versus AJ Styles with Omos in his corner. Very solid TLC match for the WWE Championship. Again, Drew and AJ looking great. Majority of the way through the match, Miz and Morrison come running down. Miz is cashing his Money in the Bank briefcase, but John Morrison is the one that passes it to the referee. Miz then goes to the title, he fails, AJ Styles fails. Eventually, Drew shoves both of them off a ladder, claymores Miz, grabs the title and retains. Like I said, very solid match between these two. We're now three. An interesting stat that came of this is The Miz is the only person to both succeed and fail a Money in the Bank cash-in. Second match of the night, I believe, was Sasha Banks versus Carmela for the Smackdown Women's Championship. Carmela's ring gear is a lot better than what she was wearing the past few months with the weird red plasticky looking thing. It's now like a snow leopard traditional women's wrestling gear. Like I said, Carmela is showing like a new aggressive side, which is good. Getting the assistance of her assistant. I forgot what the word for it, like sommelier or something, I think it is. And basically Sasha Banks, after a while, gets the bank statement in. Carmela taps out, so Sasha Banks retains. I believe they're basically throwing under the carpet the whole Sasha doesn't keep her titles that long thing. I feel like this will actually be a lengthy reign for a change, maybe up until WrestleMania. Maybe Bayley goes back after it, I don't know. Maybe even Bianca Belair. I still can't tell. I guess Sasha's meant to be the good guy in this, but just the way her cadence and stuff in promos, it's not very good guy-ish, if you know what I mean. Next match, New Day defend the Raw Tag Team Championship against the Hurt Business, Cedric and Shelton. I believe this is like the fourth time they've had a title match now, in about 3 months of them just going against each other constantly. Eventually, the Hurt Business win when Cedric tags himself in and hits a lumbar check on Kofi for the pinfall. Shelton was a bit miffed at first, but then obviously accepts it because they're champions now. So the Hurt Business have essentially 2/3 of the gold. They've got the US title with Bobby Lashley, and now they've got the Raw tag titles with Cedric and Shelton. MVP, if you want, go after Drew McIntyre, why not? The next match was, I believe, Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens in the TLC match for the Universal Championship. Kevin Owens definitely showing he's the valiant babyface in this. Roman just constantly beating him down, but Kevin constantly stopping him, climbing the ladder. Roman again with his great heel work, especially talking during the match, just like, you're a disappointment to your family, so now I have to come down and beat you up again until I make some sense into you. Kevin Owens getting some hope moments, but then Jey Uso shows up to interfere. Eventually, Roman does get the upper hand and he does retain the Universal title. Kevin Owens looking very valiant in defeat. Again, Jey Uso helping Roman in the traditional heel way. I would say this is the closest we're going to get to Rock versus Austin again, because obviously Roman's Samoan, has relations to The Rock. They're not blood related, but they're part of the same family tree in a way, because the very top, they're blood brothers. And obviously Rock's in one side, Roman's in the other, and I kind of just did the Roman thing for some reason. Well, I guess that's Riddle now, isn't it? And obviously Kevin Owens has the stunner, which was Stone Cold's move, so that's the closest you're going to get for a while. I could definitely see Kevin Owens as getting another title match at some point, trying to keep Jey out, I guess, but we'll see. The next match was Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler versus Asuka and a to-be-decided partner, and this was pretty much what everyone thought it was going to be. It was Charlotte Flair. Charlotte coming back and essentially... I don't think she took much damage in the match, to be honest with you. She had a good hot tag. At one point, she's got the figure 8 on, but Nia Jax stops her. Then Asuka stops Nia, and then she hits natural selection on Shayna for them to win. So Asuka is now the Raw Women's Champion and a Women's Tag Champion, and Charlotte is a Tag Champion, making her the 4th Grand Slam Champion. Whereas she's now claiming she's the first one because she won the Divas title as well, whereas the other 3 haven't. The thing about that is, I think the way Grand Slam champions work is you have to have all the active titles. So Divas technically doesn't count, hence why they're Grand Slam champions, because, like, the other ones are Grand Slam champions because they're the only titles that are around. But yeah, obviously Charlotte has to be number 1 in a way. I've got mixed feelings about Charlotte coming back and winning the title. I would have been fine if she came back and it was maybe a DQ win for them. But again, it's another instant title reign for Charlotte that's probably not needed. I mean, look what happened with the NXT Women's title at WrestleMania this year. She benefited no one with that. And I have a feeling this is just a setup, Charlotte versus Asuka for the title. Maybe Charlotte will then hold 3 belts at once, so then she has another accolade. But yeah, like, I remember people before joked that she was similar to Roman because she would just constantly be in the title picture. She's now more like Cena, because Cena on 2 occasions has come back from an injury to immediately been put in the world title picture. They had it Survivor Series 2008 against Jericho, and then they had it in 2013 with Alberto Del Rio for the World Heavyweight title. Like, after he lost the WWE title to Daniel Bryan, went and got his arm sorted out, and then came back and went, "Oh, I'm challenging you for the world title now." It's like, okay, like, what gives you the right? But yeah, like I said, it's another title reign for Charlotte. It's probably going to last like a month or 2 before she turns on Asuka. And I feel sad for Asuka because, in a way, for me, this is like the 4th time with Asuka now where she's the champion and she's being overlooked. Well, like 3rd time being champion. Like, first one was she won the Rumble, and then immediately was overshadowed by Ronda Rousey, Charlotte, and Alexa. She won the title at TLC. Again, Becky, Charlotte, and Ronda. And then, yeah, like, immediately it's like Charlotte's come in and the Raw tag titles are just, like, no, the women's tag titles are like the bigger picture. Asuka is the Raw Women's Champion. Surely that should be one of the main things, you know. But like I said, it's probably going to lead to Charlotte versus Asuka. I really hope Charlotte doesn't win. And then finally, we had the Fiend Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton in the Firefly Inferno match, where obviously the rules of the match is to set your opponent on fire to win the match. This one was a very interesting match, more storytelling than actually in-ring work. The fire, instead of being around on the apron, was on the outside of the ring, like over the barricades and some near the announce tables. There were many moments where there was like close to going in the fire. At one point, Bray puts Orton on the rocking chair, covers the rocking chair in oil, fuel, gasoline, whatever, you know. Sets it on fire. You watch like the fire approach Orton. Orton manages to escape just in time. The ending comes where Bray's got the mandible claw on Orton. He's pushing him into one of the fires. Orton turns it around and pushes Bray into it. Bray's jacket catches on fire essentially, and he's still got the mandible claw on him whilst he's on fire. And there's a picture for it which is amazing. Eventually, Orton gets back into the ring. Bray goes after him while still on fire, and then Randy Orton RKO's him. And like, it's cool enough that he RKO'd him. The fact that he RKO'd him whilst he was on fire, and the best part about it is he hits the RKO, Bray falls to the ground, and then the fire goes out. And then Orton hesitates for a minute. He looks outside, gets the gas can, pours the gasoline all over Fiend, and then sets him on fire. And obviously, commentators have gone mental about it. So, like, and one of the things that sort of bugged me about certain fans, like, you get the super smarky fans, is they go, "Oh, well, it's obviously a dummy," blah, blah, blah. Like, it's like, "Oh, it's so stupid, it's a dummy." It's like, would you rather they set Bray on fire? It's like, seriously, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, I just don't get people sometimes. It's like when they want the Attitude Era back, because basically it's a lot of people hitting each other with weapons on a constant basis, and they don't think what effect that has on the actual wrestlers. Like, they would literally go, "Oh, it's not good enough because he's not on fire." It's like, well, yeah, Bray's not going to burn himself just for your entertainment. But yeah, other than that, I thought TLC was a very solid show. All the matches were pretty good. TLC matches were great. The tag match was good. Sasha Banks Carmela was good. The women's tag title match was good. And then just the ending. Definitely got a lot of people talking. Also, a couple of things following night on Raw. Miz TV, Miz has AJ Styles on, he apologises to him. And AJ is mad at him. He's like, you blew my chance, you blew your chance. And then Miz hits this super passionate promo. It's like, you think I don't know that? Like, I've been here for 15 years, like, grinding, like, away, trying to, like, get some respect around here. And 10 years ago, when I won the WWE title, I thought I'd had that respect, and it was gone in a few months. I thought maybe if I cashed in that Money in the Bank, and maybe I won the title again, people would respect me. And then they're all arguing, and Omos goes, it's like, yeah, it was John Morrison that cashed in, by the way. And Miz has his moment where he goes, wait a minute, I'm still Mr. Money in the Bank. If John Morrison cashed in, I didn't cash in. That's what the rule is. I have to cash in. So he's now like getting on the phone with like agents and all that stuff, going like, I want my Money in the Bank contract back. So now he's got this like second lease on life, I guess, of like, I could still potentially win it. And then the other one is with Fiend and Randy Orton. Randy Orton comes out, cuts a promo, and says, yeah, I can sort of see like this exact spot where I set him on fire. If I close my eyes, I can smell the burning flesh from the Fiend, blah, blah, blah. And he's gone, and I'm the sick bastard that did it. As he goes to walk away, the Fiend's lights start happening again. It turns out it's Alexa Bliss, who's come back after a few weeks. And she's like, oh yeah, the Fiend's gone now. He's like in the ground. But when he comes back, he'll be something you've never seen before. And it sort of freaks Orton out. The weird part afterwards was the commentators started doing like the really weird, like, you know, the super serious talk, like when someone's been majorly injured. And they're like, oh, can't believe what we just seen. The bloody ears, like, blah blah blah, and all this. It's like, and Orton, why would he do something like that to the Fiend? We just saw what happened. It's like, and then like the worst part is they do that. And they go, well, I guess we have to carry on with the show. Coming up next, we got this. It's like, Jesus Christ, give yourself a minute. But yeah, like I said, TLC was a very solid show. I was definitely glad I managed to watch it back over a quick couple of hours. Also, predictions-wise, I got a clean sweep. So I predicted Drew, I predicted Orton, I predicted Asuka and a champion. I did originally think it would be a DQ win, but it's still a win. Roman Reigns, Sasha Banks, and the Hurt Business. So I got 6 for 6. So I'm now back to being the Cultaholic Zoom call champion again, co-champion with another person on the Zoom call. So we have, I believe Rumble's the next one, unless they have a takeover before that, or an AEW or Impact show, depending on if I pay attention to it. But yeah, thank you very much for watching this video. I'll upload this later. I'm going to sleep shortly. I'll upload these in the evening. And again, thank you very much for watching this video, and I shall hopefully see you in the next one.